Here he is.
Hey! What's up?
Hey, what's going on?
What's happening? What's going on, man? How are you? Have a seat. There's got a headset for you. Machine Gun Kelly on board Rolling Glory 1.
I'm going to use this Keurig machine real quick.
Oh, you can
Go
use
ahead,
a
man.
Keurig
Go
machine.
for
You
it,
can.
brother.
Just got out of bed 5 minutes.
We are live in Virginia Beach on board Rolling Glory 1. We were just talking.
That red cup right there.
We'll get him some coffee
works.
here, and then we'll talk about. I want to ask him what we were just talking about here before he stepped onto the bus.
What's that?
Here, I got your coffee,
No,
Mr.
it's
Kelly.
long arms. I'm going to reach. I get it. I'll just reach.
We were talking about other rappers, and we were talking about. Who are we talking about, Charlie? Who was it that we were talking about? Flow Rider, Ludacris, but we were talking about how some of these rap guys, when you go to a rap show, there's like a shtick that some of these guys have, and rap, for being as authentic as it's supposed to be, you see some of these shows and they have, like, I think it's hokey, like they have stop, stop, they weren't ready, and it's like it's very scripted.
Yeah, I hate that one. I toured with so many of them for so many years. I also can rehearse a lot of those people's sets. I personally, my biggest pet peeve is, like, put your hands up, make some noise.
Yeah.
You're just like, dude.
Been done before a million times.
Yeah, when I say yeah, you say ho. When I say ho, you say yeah. I've seen it so much. Man, that's a lot of coffee.
It's a time killer almost, basically, like a filler in order.
It is,
to
and
it
is, and even if I have to switch the verb up, like from make some noise to like scream, it's like at least that's something different. But yeah, it is pretty annoying. I think the old school way of doing things is we got to get out of that.
Well, we were just talking about it because it's the most inauthentic thing about. But you said, Charlie, you go to rap shows and some of the guys aren't doing it, like the
younger guys don't.
That's what I'm saying. It's a nice.
Yeah.
But the thing with that though that sucks. So it's like tit for tat is like they don't say their lyrics. You know what I mean? Their lyrics are playing the whole time.
Yes.
Whereas
the entire time.
Yeah. If you come to my show, then I'm doing all my lyrics and there is no.
What do you mean by that? I don't know.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. They just play the track that you've heard already. Like
see.
It's the song playing. And
so they're basically just hitting every couple of words.
Hitting every couple of words and ad-libbing.
But the whole thing is pretty much pre-recorded. It's a track show essentially.
Yeah. And that's just because they're so young right now that they just don't know better. Because I was doing the same thing. So we're just in a very weird place of like the older heads aren't doing stuff to entertain us anymore. Like we're bored with it, and then the younger cats need to kind of insert a little bit more talent with the excitement that they bring.
Yeah, they're pressing play on a CD and just dancing around.
Yeah, but at least they dance around and turn up and give you something different to put your hands up.
It's exciting.
That's what I'm down with that. I do like what they're doing.
Will be on their sides, and you can just hear the full track.
And it sounds just like it, like they're singing.
But it's awesome. It's actually really
like
fun.
I've seen people. I've seen videos where guys will fall off a stage and their music is still playing. Like you don't even like they've fallen off the stage and broken their leg, and their track is still playing in the background. Yeah. So how you been? What have you been up to, man?
It's really good, man. I just got off that. I was just doing that Motley Crue movie.
Yeah.
Was playing Tommy.
So did you talk to him about? Did you meet with him and get into his head a little bit?
Yeah, totally.
And what is there anything you learned about Tommy Lee that, or how to play him in this movie that you didn't know or you didn't expect?
I mean, I had the party thing down.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah, you know how to party.
It's the way that he parties and the way that he interacts with everyone that's so interesting because he's kind of like you get a fresh puppy and like anyone that will play with him, right? The puppy's like super excited about, and like Tommy, like the kind of cool part about Tommy and why everyone liked Tommy was because I feel like he was just always like that, right? He was very like, it seemed like he was just always stoked on everything. The whole step of his way during his career. Even when he did that show, Tommy Goes to College, it was like he was still just so stoked. He's like in his 40s, just still stoked on every little bit of life. So that was really cool, man. I mean, I left the happiest I've been. I still haven't really kind of came down from that happiness. I'm still kind of just going.
So this movie when is this going to come out?
It'll be next year.
Okay, so sometime next year.
I have 3 coming next year.
You play Tommy Lee in this. Was he at all concerned about the way that you may play him? Or was he just totally like, you do your own thing?
Nikki
whatever?
Sixx seemed like he was more involved with the technicalities of everything, and Tommy was more focused on the vibe of everything. So he didn't care as long as I was there to, you know. And I mean, dude, it's pretty gnarly to go from, you know, rap is a genre where you're like where you're exuding confidence and trying to be the coolest person. Whereas like when I was playing Tommy Lee, I'm walking around a G-string with all my tattoos covered around and like falling over in front of old people in hotels and like, you know, just doing crazy things like that. So there really was, it's kind of crazy. I meshed a really cool two worlds together that I'm now living right now, which I think is pretty rad.
So you have 3 movies coming out next year, you said?
I got one this year. I can't really say.
How did you end up getting into all this acting? Because I know we've talked about you were in a movie. I know you did the TV
yeah, these
show
are a lot
that
more
was
predominant. I'm a lot more predominant in these movies.
Yeah,
upcoming.
I mean, did you take lessons to learn how to act, or is this something that comes naturally?
Yeah, I take lessons for sure. I mean, I definitely nailing that accent and getting the super like kind of coke switch that Tommy had during the 80s and getting all that down. Yeah, I mean, I auditioned for that particular movie. I did it 6 times.
Mm-hmm.
First two or three times where it was Nikki, and then they called me back and were like, I shoot Tommy. And the script had been pushed around from, you know, Sony to Paramount to blah, 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 to all these different places, but it was just too gnarly of a script that no place wanted to put this movie out because it was like the first scene. I can't say what happens in the first scene, but it's really, I mean, if you read the book, it's like all the things from the book are in the movie for the most part.
Graphic.
It's a very dirty book. And so like Netflix was kind of just like, yeah, dude, we can do what we want. And like, there is no filter.
Mm-hmm.
And like, do it all.
And it just, so you take lessons, you go out, you do it. It just seems like, I mean, if I were to go act in a movie, I wouldn't know the first thing about it. I wouldn't know how to do it.
I think I'm a camera hoe, man.
Yeah.
Just like being
you like the attention.
Just like being in front of a camera.
You've always liked that.
Yeah, except just when I'm not controlling it, dude. Like, like TMZ, you know, I can't stand that, dude. Get me in the airport every time. And
what was this with TMZ? They said something. I didn't even read what this was, but they catch you at an airport. They bring up Macklemore, and they something about being white or white rapper or something. I don't even know what it was, but it was controversial. But I didn't even read what
it was. It was controversial. I tell you, it wasn't controversy for the first statement. It was controversial for the second statement, which it was the first. He was like, "Hey, how does it feel to be, you know, top white rappers? You know, with top 5 best white rappers?" And I'm like, I wouldn't just whittle me down to just that. Yeah, especially in such a non-lyrical age, like I would definitely put me up there. Like, and I think I said something about like, you know, I don't see race, or like race doesn't, like I don't decide to put race into everything, right? Like, you know, like I don't put race into my fruits. You know what I'm saying? Like watermelon is the best watery fruit. It's just like it's just all good, you know. So I think like people took that like, well, what do you mean race is everything? Like, race does matter. Race is at the forefront of everything. I'm just like, well, it is, but like we choose to make it like that, and don't be mad at me because I choose to look at like us as a human race and not as one race. So I think people were kind of like, it was a negligence thing, like, oh, do you not care about the race issues? And I was like, no, absolutely, but like I don't look at my friends as black friends. I look at my friends as friends. So like, you know, I do the same with my music.
How are you treated by the rap community as a white rapper? Is it a different treatment you think you get than maybe a young upcoming black kid?
I think it was, but I kind of just I don't know, man. You get into you prove your stripes enough, and you come with enough of the stripes that you need to get the respect, and you beat the right people up. Mm-hmm. You show people that you're not the one to play with, then you kind of like, I don't get that anymore. Unless we snub the right people in the face, you know what I mean? Like, it kind of just like that word gets around, man. Word gets around. Like, you know what? Like, back off from that dude. I think he's a real one.
He's legit.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be a legit show at RoverFest, dude, RoverFest X.
I just got ran up on in an airplane in Cleveland, about to take off. The lady came in. She was like, "Oh my God, I just got tickets to RoverFest to see you."
Nice.
Stopped me, made me.
So you did RoverFest a few years ago, but we had you come out. It was a surprise show. No one knew. Even my staff didn't know that you were coming out.
No idea.
And you guys were shocked by that when you came out.
I go, what's he doing here? He's just standing off to the side before he came on stage. I'm like, is he just watching? And they just stormed the stage. I'm like,
And then we had to
I almost missed my cue because I was looking at those girls that
okay.
on stage, and I had to listen to what he was saying,
Yeah.
but I got lost because there was a line of girls that kept turning around that were like.
The whole time we're performing, we're just standing on the stage, like just awkwardly standing there, not sure. And he's going nuts. He's climbing up things, and it's just me and Dieter.
And you guys are out there on stage.
Like nerds. Just, we don't know if we should leave or not.
the crowd went insane, man. I mean, I had goosebumps the whole time.
So this is going to be a full set at RoverFest X, which
the
is
real deal.
Yeah, Saturday, July 21st. You bring in the other guys in the
Absolutely,
band. They're
yeah.
going to be performing with you.
Yeah, and the cool thing about this one is that since our festival is close to that, I'll do a specifically like catered set to Rover, so it won't be anything like any other set we've done.
And I know your festival is coming up on Friday, August 3rd.
Yes.
And you guys don't even know this. The rest of my staff doesn't know this, but we're taking Rolling Glory 1 down to his festival.
Is this at the same
So
place with
good.
the water slide?
Yes.
And
Because I've been to the water slide place. I cannot wait.
We're going to go down there, and we're going to probably I think we're going to do. So this is like 2 weeks after Roverfest. So I think we're going to bring like a caravan of people. We'll lead a caravan down on Rolling Glory. This is the first time you've been on the bus, by the way.
Yeah.
And we'll just come down to your festival. I've never been to that. And that's on August 3rd. So, I mean, it's like Machine Gun Kelly month in Cleveland, basically.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the bus? You've never been on here. So
I think it's really clean. I really want some weed smoke in here.
Light up, man, if you have it.
well, you would get arrested because it seems like everywhere that you go, you get arrested for weed. Sweden, Norway.
Norway was not weed. It was
something else. What was it? What did you get busted for?
More fun.
Plead the fifth.
So what happens? How do you get busted for these things? I mean,
the Norway one was funny. I really thought the Norway one was one of those ones like Sweden. It was kind of depressing. It was nothing I could do. Norway, a hot police officer arrested me, and for some reason it was me and her the whole way. It wasn't like there was partners, and then they brought me to the interrogation room because it was a little bit more serious of a situation.
Yeah.
Actually, flipped Norway. Norway was weed. Sweden was what I was talking about.
Okay.
So this is Sweden. So, yeah, we get in the interrogation room, and she's like asking me these questions.
It's a hot chick.
She's a hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm kind of feeling like we have this bond. You know what I mean? Her English is kind of broken, but she kind of like, and she helped me out. So she helped me out.
Yeah. She cut you a break?
Yeah, she cut me a break. I wish she would have like cut her shirt and, and that was a part of the story. However, but it was, I think in our minds, because she definitely led me to the green side of the hill.
In a way that you were gonna get off. And
I got off.
Yeah.
I did get off. Yeah.
And
I'm coming back to Sweden.
They didn't ban you because some of these European countries, you get busted over there. They never let you back in.
I know. I think I'm banned in Norway. I mean, that was like our second time in Norway.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that country.
You still smoking weed every day?
Smoking weed every day, man. I'm partying pretty hard, dude.
Yeah.
You
bet. But nothing else though. You're not.
I'm partying pretty hard, man. I'm just celebrating life.
Yeah.
I used to party hard in a dark way, and it was real dark and depressing. And I'm just like, dude,
You're having a good time.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
There's nothing that can hold you back.
Yeah. I got to party hard right now because I don't want my party years to have been the years I reflect back on. I'm like, oh yeah, man. Well, when I partied, I would be a recluse for 72 hours and sit in my closed window. You know what I mean? I want to look back and be like, dude, man,
you want to
tearing it up, all fun, smiles. Like, I've had success that I couldn't imagine. I'm just, even if I reflect on other times I've been on the interviews, it's probably like every time I come in, I'm probably like, man, this isn't good enough. This isn't this. I'm unhappy.
But that's what keeps people driven.
Yes.
I mean, you can't be. I'm happy. Everything's going great. Because then you.
But I can't
strive to achieve anything.
I can't appreciate what I do have. I didn't say it was my goals.
What do you have? If we see Machine Gun Kelly 5 years from now, what do you hope to accomplish between now and then?
I want people to know my real name.
Okay.
I want my real name to ring the same bells that Machine Gun Kelly rings.
All right.
Right. I can say that anywhere. I can say Machine Gun Kelly anywhere. And for the most part, anyone, whether it's Australia, anywhere, they'll be like, oh, I've heard it. There's some story that they have to it.
Mm-hmm.
I want Colson Baker to be the same thing. And I think that's obviously from acting and all that stuff. So these movies have to do their thing. But that's one goal.
Yeah.
2, a big thing with me as far as happiness, and you know, like I remember I used to get so mad, dude, when people, if I wouldn't take a picture, if I wouldn't do something, they'd be like, "Who do you think you are?" Right? Like, you aren't even that you have one song, or you're not Jay-Z. And I always sit there like, well, who was Jay-Z before Jay-Z was Jay-Z, man?
Yeah.
Like, he was in a food court eating too one day, being a bum, you know what I'm saying? Like, chasing the dream. And someone came up to him and was like, "Who do you think you are, Big Daddy Kane?" Like, you know what I mean? For real. And I just wanted to get past this, like, angry, like, respect me, like, I'm so much more than that. I hated that. Like, I couldn't walk in. I turned to a recluse, dude. I couldn't go in public because I just hated that people would be like, "Hey, wild boy, wild," and then more songs started to pile up, and then.
But you kind of you did get some satisfaction though when people would tell you, they would say you're never gonna have a #1 song or a top 5 song, and then you put one out.
Yeah, but that was later though.
Yeah.
Wild Boy was 89 on the chart. That was the highest it got, and that was for a minute because it took me 3 albums to do that second album because so many things personally were bad for me. Like, I spent 3 years being only known as that, and it was really, really like
Pigeonholed.
Yeah, it was pigeonholed, and it was unsatisfying because you kind of become like a clown a little bit to certain people, and it only takes 2 or 3 comments to make you feel like that. But like when people are coming up and like, "Do something crazy,"
Right? Yeah.
and you're like, you know what I mean?
Like a comedian, do something,
Yeah,
say something funny,
Make me laugh.
Like, bro, like my friend died yesterday. I'm high. I haven't slept. Like all these factors. Like,
someone
no.
told me someone in your crew died. Somebody
That just happened. Yeah, that I didn't even correlate those two.
Who was it? What happened?
His name was Alex. I mean, you know, a person that was so vibrant on like the scene of Cleveland as far as like events and stuff like that. Like, guarantee you he's been to RoverFest. Guarantee you've seen this man's dreads walking around somewhere. Yeah, man. He took his life a couple weeks ago.
Oh man.
Yeah.
What is it with these people?
I don't know.
You had
dude.
suicidal thoughts. You told me in one of our interviews.
Absolutely.
But
I
mean, these people, it's celebrities are.
Yeah,
it's hard for people to understand too, because they look at a guy like you, or they look at Anthony Bourdain, or this
Chester, man.
Chester Bennington,
dude.
They go, these guys have everything. They have money. They have fame. How could they be unhappy? What is it?
I didn't get Chester, man. Alex too, man. Alex is one of the to do EST Fest without Alex this year is gonna be very sad, and I'm sure I'll do something to commemorate his 5 day. But it was so weird. I don't get why it's the happiest ones. It's very weird. Because in Lincoln Park, Mike is a little bit more of the darker one, and Chester was always like, you know, I'll never forget, dude. A couple weeks before he passed, like we were in Europe, and you know, he would just be making jokes about my outfit, like how he know that, because I would always just wear like a new outfit like every day, and we were seeing each other quite often at that time. And so, you know, he would always be like, "Oh, I'm gonna hire," you know, talking about the upcoming tour, like, "Oh, dude, I'm gonna hire a new wardrobe guy. I'm gonna compete with you every day." Like, you know, we would always bounce around covers that we were gonna do, and then that. Yeah, dude, 3 days before we left for the American tour.
And there's no forewarning. You wouldn't have looked back. I mean, when you look back now, do you see any signs or
dude, no?
Nothing.
Nothing. Nothing.
Chris Cornell, another one.
Chris Cornell. He died on Chris Cornell's birthday.
Yeah.
Or death date, whichever day it was.
Yeah.
Cornell and Chester were best friends.
They were close. Right.
Yeah.
But you're not in a dark place like that anymore. You're just out partying. You're smoking weed every day. You're doing what you're doing, and you're going to be in movies. You got everything going on.
I am running.
You're running.
100%.
Yeah.
100% running.
Yeah.
Running. My Aunt Paz was my last surviving family member that I was ever close with. Huge Machine Gun Kelly fan. Life full of drugs, physical abuse, all this stuff that she lived, and she worked at this Target. I would get by on tours from people that would message me going through her line in Target, like she worked at Target, and she was just always pumping Machine Gun Kelly at her register at Target.
Yeah,
like always, dude. If someone bought a Biggie CD, she would go,
"No, wrong one."
But you should also buy my nephew's CD. This is whatever. Like she always, and I would get messages from these people all the time. She worked across from my favorite strip club in the whole country. So all the strippers, every time I would go to Denver and play a show, I always go to the strip club. They would always come up to me. You know, they would always ask about her because it was right across from Target. So they'd always go and get their stuff, whatever they needed.
Yeah.
And like just to not have her in my scene anymore is so weird. I haven't stopped and spent even 5 minutes to mourn, cry, pray, ask for her back. I haven't done any of that, dude. I think as soon as she passed and then that Motley Crue movie started, because she passed not too long after Chester, and then after Chester died, like when the tour got ripped away, the label gave up on the album.
Because I thought about you when Chester took his own life. You doing that tour with Linkin Park, that's a big deal for you.
That was the cusp breaker.
Yeah,
that was the one that everyone was like, "Oh, you're gonna blow. You're being handed the torch finally."
Right, and then it's the rug is ripped out from underneath you.
Yeah, I hid for like 2 months. That was when I went dark, because that was when everyone was like, all of our eggs were in that basket.
Right.
Everybody from the label to management, everybody was just kind of like, I don't know if I have energy to put another plan together this quick and this time. I know your album's out, but like, sorry, this is just bad timing. And it was my best album, best-selling album too. It's like the guys who put out
an album, September 11th is the release date, or September 12th or whatever, and then 9/11 happened the day before or whatever, and it's just like, you have no control over those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Machine Gun Kelly here with us. We're in Virginia Beach on board Rolling Glory 1. He's going to be at RoverFest X Saturday, July 21st, Black River Landing in Lorraine, along with Shinedown, Lil Jon, Big Boy from Outkast, All That Remains, Red Sun Rising, Bert Kreischer, comedian Bert Kreischer, Fireworks from American Fireworks, and then his festival, EST, is Friday, August 3rd. We're going to caravan down there. We'll give you more details on that.
I have a request from Shinedown.
Yes.
Simple Man Acoustic.
You like that song?
Their cover.
Yeah.
I love their cover of it. Yeah.
You should do something with it.
I would. I actually sang that on Roadies. I'd play guitar on that.
You want me to reach out? I'll tell them.
Pretty crazy, yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell them.
That'd be a cool Cleveland night.
Yeah. I will do that for you. And we can't wait to see you. You have a show in Virginia Beach you're getting ready to go run off to and go do?
Yep.
Who are you playing with?
I think NERD in French Montana.
Okay. You get along with who do you like playing with the most?
I love French. I've known French for years. That's one of my dudes I can just pull up on and just kind of just get into whatever with.
Yeah.
Pharrell, dude, every time I see Pharrell, I never go up to him.
Why not?
Because I don't know, dude. He's just like, I don't know.
Because he's Pharrell?
Kind of. I'm just
Pharrell.
like, yeah, dude. He's always like surrounded by like
weird hats.
He's always surrounded by like people that just look like they have their life so together.
Yeah, I know.
And I just feel like, and I'm always wasted every time I see Pharrell somewhere. I'm at like Khaled's house or something. And I'm always like, it can't form words. I'm just gonna stop.
What about before I let you go? What about you dating anyone now? Tell me about your love life. I'm always reading about stuff. You're dating so and so, and then you break up a month later. I know. What's
it's so weird. I don't know, dude. It's weird, man. I never publicize any of my relationships, and maybe I just should have, because I just see everyone publicize the relationships and just go. But it just seems so weird to me. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm single right now, but I was definitely dating around the scene for sure.
Is it harder or easier to date other celebrities because they understand?
It's harder, man.
It's harder, you
They're
think?
Caught up in their own stuff. Like, dude, I was dating this one singer where I had to ask her, because it would be like to the point where you'd say, let's run out and get some from the store or something like that. And like, it'd be like one of those people where she'd call the pops to like catch you coming out of like a
so they
gas
get
station.
photos,
Like,
right.
And then it would be like, like you go to a hotel, because I'm somewhere or something, and you have to go in a certain entrance of the hotel. You're just like, dude, we're in Wichita. Like, just go in the front. No one cares. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one cares.
Yeah.
But some people just think it's like, they believe this little thing. It's such a joke. It's not real. It's like, this is all like, it's not that real. It is real. I mean, it is cool. And like, celebrity is cool. Being around someone that has like an aura is cool. And I think that's cool. But to just believe your own celebrity,
right,
unless you're Liam Gallagher, is like weird.
Some people get caught up in it. Yeah, and then what happens if their career, if it goes down the tubes, their whole identity is tied around that.
Yeah.
And they're despondent.
Yeah.
You know?
And then ultimately too, like if you link with someone and you know they're in the industry and sometimes they don't want to be like, you know, like first night hookup and stuff like that, and you're like, so you know, obviously you respect that. And then to hook up with someone and they suck is just very weird.
Yeah.
Because they're also a celebrity. Because
Right.
now you're stuck in the same industry with them. You're like, oh, this is mad awkward. Like, you know that I think that.
Yeah. Well, I know you've got to run because you got to get out of here. So I'm gonna take a break and we'll be back. Machine Gun Kelly, thank you. We'll see you in a few weeks at RoverFest X, and we'll be right back on Rover's Morning Glory. Hang on.